The red light is on. Dave Van Auken Fight Finance with my guy, Scrappy Dustin Lampros. My man, how are you?
I'm wonderful, Dave. I'm wonderful. How are you doing?
Doing good, brother. Doing good, man. We've been after this for a minute. You know what I mean? I remember talking to you. I think you were like 4-0 right before a big Shamrock FC fight. Now you're 6-0. You did the whole Ultimate Fighter thing. We've been together in Pensacola Bay Center for some Supreme Patty stuff. Man, we've been through it, brother.
Yeah, I know. That was a good time. Pensacola twice now.
Twice. That last fight of Patty's was awesome. That was like the fight of the night. Like him and Gabbana. Gabbana went after him.
Yeah, that was something, you know. I still, maybe I'm biased. I still think he did more in that fight, but
Me too. And I just, it's an amateur boxing fight, you know what I mean? And it's like Scrappy, Patty did his thing. Like he was throwing. But
no, 100%. He did do his thing. I'm proud of him.
For sure. All right, man, let's get into you, dude. Shamrock FC back. I know you won again in October. Don't know how to lose. 6-0, undefeated, 27 years, young, in the prime, just rolling, brother. Big fight. Shamrock FC 337. Take it away. Get into it. Sell tickets. Sell pay-per-views. Do your thing.
Yeah, man. No, Shamrock FC 337 at River City Casino in St. Louis, Missouri. The co-main event versus Ashton Caniglia, I think is how his name's pronounced. But
okay.
I'm excited, man. It's a good matchup. He's like 5-3. He's coming off a win. He's like 4-5 in his last. He's 4-5 in his last 5 fights. So it should be a good one. But as always, I put everything into this camp. So I really don't see him being able to do much to me in there.
Right. I feel confident wherever the fight goes. Stand up, ground, control. Grapple and transition. Feel like you're just ahead of them, levels ahead of them on all levels.
Yeah, exactly. I think, I don't know a lot about him. I don't know how his training is. Right. But what I do know is that I train with one of the best teams in the world at Sanford MMA. And my strength conditioning at IHP in Boca Raton is as legit as you can get. You have Gilbert Burns there, Phil Hawes, Erwin Rivera. You have some of the best fighters on the planet over there doing their strength conditioning. And, with that alone under my belt, I feel more than prepared.
Yeah, man, you got to feel confident. You got to feel confident with that. Sanford's on fire, man. Tuco's winning titles on UFC Fight Pass. I just saw Phil Hawes down there at PFL Contender Series. Buckley just won. He got, he's literally, I think it was his first or second fight. He's doing things. Just the whole camp is on fire. Brendan Allen's got a big fight in June. Ian Gary's doing his thing tomorrow. UFC 273.
There's a reason why, all these high level specific guys are all at the same place,
right.
And it's what, a year and a half, 2 years. Sanford is new. Yeah, obviously we had everyone at H Kickboxing before at Henry, but now you have this brand new team facility, and it's just the beginning. Like that's the scary part. Like it's just like American Top Team and Team Alpha Male, all those other big gyms, they've been around for a long time and done a lot of great things. Now it's time for a new team to come in, and I think Sanford MMA is the new wave in MMA.
It's crazy. Talk about that. Talk about the like what you said about the mobility. I feel like in the gym, you got people from 10 different countries all coming to the gym. You know what I mean? It feels like it's a very lively gym. It's not cliquey. It doesn't seem like you just have, all Brazilians down here or all people from South Florida. It seems like you got everyone. It's a melting pot of MMA.
No, exactly. That's what it is. It's a big mix of the best guys from all over the world, from all these different countries, all these different backgrounds, the best Muay Thai guys, the best boxing, the best wrestlers, best judo guys. And exactly like you said, there's no cliques at our gym. Everybody's a team. We're all in one. We're all in one big group chat. If anybody ever needs anything, we're always there for each other. It's something really special that's happening at Sanford.
That is, man. That's awesome. We'll get into UFC 273 in a second. Kind of back to the fight. Coming from the Ultimate Fighter house and just all that pressure and all the lights and all the camera and Volkanovski and all this stuff, coming from that, did it get you not warmed up, but did it kind of, it's like a college for what you're doing now at Shamrock FC. Like you can't get bigger than the Ultimate Fighter. You can't get bigger than UFC. almost feels like it's got you trained to kind of you perform to the best of your ability, you know, at FC 337.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, the show was awesome. The best experience of my life. You know, it was obviously a dream come true to get to be on that. I think almost any fighter would love to be on that show. So for me to get that experience was huge, and I think that is also another reason why I'm a notch ahead of these guys.
Right.
You know, I have that under my belt, and I have that experience. And for me, I never really fold under pressure, like the lights and all the eyes. I kind of feed off of that more or less. That's actually better for me. So, but yeah, I think it's definitely prepped me. I think it's definitely prepped me for these, co-main and main event spots at Shamrock and coming out there being the guy. So I'm ready, and I'm going to continue being the guy, and I'm going to keep proving why.
Right. And it is, I think you said something right there that really hit spot for me because, like I said, I met you a couple of times there at Pensacola. Like you have this guy aura about you. Like you got a great feel. People, you magnetize to you, man. Like people want to talk to you. You got a great smile, how you communicate. I think that's important, especially in the fight game, especially for the UFC. Let's just be honest. You can't not just fight. You got to do more, unless, I know Khabib Nurmagomedov 29-0. He doesn't have to talk that much, but he's talking a lot now, a lot more than he used to. But I think you have this total package that the UFC is looking for.
Yeah, no, and I agree. And I think that's why I was one of 8 guys out of 1,100 that got picked for the show. Right. And, I think, I have that it factor, and I'm ready to continue to prove that, and I don't really do a whole lot of talking. I don't like, I don't beef with guys. I don't, and I know that's not exactly what you meant, but no, I agree with you. Like, I think that's a reason why, if guys don't say I'm lucky or I get the perfect fights, whatever. I mean, a big thing is like they're missing all the other stuff that I do. I do so much outside of the actual fight to put myself in these positions, and that's the one thing a lot of guys, they don't understand, when they see me, they're like, oh, why does he get this? How does he do that? What's it? It's because I put myself in those positions to do that. I jump on opportunities. I don't take shortcuts, with anything. So when all those things align and you give it your all, good things happen, and people do want to, take notice. People do want to be interactive with you. People do want to, communicate with you. And I think that's huge, especially for the sport. You want people to want to watch you, want to know who you are, and I don't do anything to get that, like, that's other than being me. I just be myself.
You don't do it negatively. You know what I mean? Like you don't, on top of a mountain say outrageous stuff. Like you're just you. Like I said, you just have this great aura about you. Just this fun, unique. This
I don't think I'm better than anybody else. Like when it comes to anything, I don't think I'm a cooler guy, nicer person, better looking guy, better athlete, better fighter. I can care less. You know what I mean? Like, and that's a lot of people. A lot of regional guys want to draw reactions out of me because I'm undefeated and I got a little light on me, and they don't realize I'm never going to respond because I could give 2 shits about any of them. You know what I mean? Like, I love it. Like even when I get to the UFC, like I'm just going to be that guy that's just like, yeah, cool. Like we're going to fight. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what else to say. And
for money, you're literally going to do that for money. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like that's the thing. Like, I'm.
You good? Oh, we got you on mute. I'm going to kick you off and then come back in. All right, guys, we're talking with Scrappy Dustin Lampros. I think he just got a phone call. It happens. It's so far. So, a lot of these interviews, they're doing it on their phone or laptop. And when you get a phone call, if you don't hit that do not disturb button, DVA, man, we've been after it a little bit. I got that do not disturb button on lock. You know what I mean? But hopefully we'll get Scrappy in because we got some cool fan questions. We threw it up on our socials. We got that. Little UFC 273. He trained with Alexander Volkanovski in that house for around 2-3 months. So I'd love to pick his brain about Volkanovski and the Korean Zombie, just the mindset going into that fight. So hopefully we'll get him back. Here we go. We got him.
Yo, someone tried FaceTiming me and it just ruined the whole connection.
It's literally what I said. I literally, it's what I said. It's when someone calls into it, kind of kicks you off. But we're rolling, man. It's all good, brother. We roll with the punches. I'm slipping jabs all day over here, you know. But last thing for you, then we'll get into UFC 273, and also we threw up on our socials little fan questions. We had like 4 people, really fun, cool questions. So we'll ask that. So when I saw you at the Base Center over there in Pensacola in October, it was like a week or 2 before your fight, and I remember you were trying to keep it quiet a little bit. You just wanted to kind of make a boom, standout performance, and then do what's next. You even thought even back then that even you're on a short list for maybe a short notice fight with the UFC. You're fighting again now. Like I said, 6-0, 27, got the world in front of you. Do you still think, are you right there? You think this is it? You think this might be the last one? Or you can't think like that and you're just going to get the job done and see what happens?
Yeah. First things first, go out there and get this win and win impressively at that. You know, I'm not just going out there to win a decision or win by points. I'm out there to like go out there and destroy this guy and have people go, holy shit. You know, that's the type of performance I'm trying to put on in this next fight and every fight. But, you know, a lot of people have been reaching out and few have said that to me. A couple of guys in UFC said they think, you know, this could be the fight to get me signed. Me personally, either way to me, I'm so invested into this fight game and, you know, the past 7 years of my life that I don't really mind if it means I have to take a couple more, you know, like when I say that, it's just because I want to do everything that's right. I want to do everything, you know, the right way. I'm not trying to let my ego take, of course I want to be in the UFC. Of course I want to say, yep, let's do it. Let's fight in the UFC. Like I made it, but I want to do it right. You know, how many guys go in and get out real quick, you know? I'm not saying that's going to happen to me, you know, but, you know, if it means staying the course, being humble, staying patient, then that's what I'll do, you know? But yeah, let me go out there and get this win and we'll see. I mean, you know, they said that they would like me. They would like to sign me, but I need to beat a guy with a winning record, given that my last 6 opponents haven't had winning records, which is fine. And this guy does. And, you know, we'll go out there, see how I feel. Maybe I turn around and fight again in July. Go 8-0, but we'll see. Let's get through this Saturday and then we'll hop on a podcast and we'll fill everybody back in on where I'm at.
We'll run it back. We'll run it back for sure. All right. Like I said, weigh-ins are going on right now. UFC 273 in Jacksonville. It's going to be a great show. And how cool is it that you're with the main event? You know, you're with Alexander Volkanovski for so on months, so many stories, behind the scenes stories. I think you told me a good one at the weigh-ins. How cool is it to pick his brain of the guy? You know, he is the best, featherweight in the world. No doubt about it. Has never lost in the UFC, 23-1 lifetime record. That's a pretty damn great record in MMA.
Amazing.
Incredible, man. Like, well, just, you know, tell me the psyche where you think Alexander is right now in these last couple hours before a big main event.
I think Volkanovski is more than ready. It's something that, you know, I get asked a lot since being on the show and getting to know him for 2 months. There's a reason why Volkanovski is the champion. There's 100% reason why. The way he trains and he prepares for his fights is so unmatched. They have such a good system over there at Fight Ready. I think that's what it's called, or Freestyle Fight Academy.
Okay.
With Joe Lopez. What he does for his week out, for his fight, it's called the meat grinder. It's a specialized, you know, for him, since he's fighting 25 minutes, he does 5 5s, but for anybody else, it's 3 5s, and he put all the Volkanovski team through it, and it is hell. And if you can do that, you can fight in a 3-round or 5-round MMA fight easy. And that alone is why I'm like, okay, well, I can see why he can just keep going and going, because if you can do this type of training, you know, you can push through any type of fight. But it was surreal. You know, I honestly didn't know a whole lot about Volkanovski before getting on his team. You know, I liked him. I wasn't like crazy fan about him. I just didn't really never paid attention to him.
Right.
And then after getting to meet him and train with him, I've missed out a lot on being a fan of his, because the guy's incredible. He's a great guy. I mean, even more than a fighter, who Volkanovski is, what makes him a champion, his character too, you know, and it was really a dream come true getting to work with him.
It's so crazy you say that because you're so right. Like he's, even as the champion, even as the main eventer, even as the guy who beat Max Holloway not once but twice, he's still overlooked and he's underpromoted and he's undervalued. He's still one of the most underrated fighters in all the fight game. And then another thing that you said that I definitely wanted to take away was, so you saw Volkanovski go through that meat grinder. You said, is that something that you took? You're like, hey, Henry, or let me throw this at Sanford. Did you take a little stuff from his camp and how he did stuff and brought it to Sanford MMA?
Well, no, I've never done that. I mean, when it comes to my hard push type sessions, I go to my strength conditioning and IHP, and we have circuits that are set up. It's just like his meat grinder, but his meat grinder is more of an MMA on the mats.
Yeah,
it's
like the grapple concept. And then spar.
Yeah,
and then
yeah, it's all that. Mine's more different circuits set up to, you know, to imitate a fight, you know, there. But yeah, no, it definitely would be something good that, you know, Sanford could incorporate. But also then again at Sanford, there's so many guys, and when the meat grinder thing, that's more like pertained to one guy, you know. And when you train at a big gym like that at Sanford, you know, you're not, unless you're Gilbert Burns and the, you know, the main guys getting those selective times, you know, it's hard to, you know, get everybody in like that.
For sure.
But no, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, Volkanovski is an animal. He's moving with the 85ers, picking them up, slamming them. I was like, what?
That's so crazy. So crazy. All right, Ian Gary, Gilbert Burns, both fight on the card, both Sanford MMA guys. You know, Burns is this huge underdog to Chimaev.
You can't forget my guy Mickey Gal.
Yeah, Mickey's there too. Yeah. Dude, my fault on that one. Shout out, Mickey. Shout out. I'm not even saying this because you're on the air. Like, I've been on this all week. I got Gilbert Burns in the upset. I just do. The man's been around main events, 13-4 in the UFC, BJJ, next level shit. I think he defeats Chimaev. You know, I just would love your take on all three of those boys.
Yeah, they're all three incredible fighters. You know, Ian, really young, such young, and you know, him joining the team brings a really good energy to the environment at the gym. And, you know, I look for Ian to go out there and put on a nice performance and probably get a first round, second round TKO.
Okay.
Gilbert and Chimaev, how do you say his name? Chimaev. That's going to be like, I'm going to go in there and fight Saturday and then hurry up and get to the nearest TV. That's going to be a fight. That's a show. I mean, Gilbert's a dog. Gilbert's one of the best in the world. And then you got this guy who's just, his confidence is through the roof. You know, I think just as much as Gilbert's, but, you know, he's untouched, unblemished. That fight's going to be insane. Of course I got Gilbert, you know, and maybe I'm biased because he's my friend and teammate, but I really think Gilbert gets it done. I think he's dug deep this camp, and I think he really, you know, he doesn't have quit in him, you know. He's going to keep going, whether even if he has an adrenaline dump or he blows his gas tank, which he won't because IHP has him more than ready. He's gonna get this fight. I think this is his turning point. You know, this is where he's gonna win this one and then get another crack at that title.
Yeah, crazy. And then Usman, I heard, was down there with you guys helping Burns, right?
Yeah. Usman's there, you know, time to time. He's a couple times a week, you know, if not more, or here and there, whenever. But yeah, they've been helping out. It's always good energy with him too in the room. There's never anything awkward, so that's all good.
Very cool. All right.
And then you got Mickey Gal.
Yeah,
Mickey Gal. Let's go.
And I think he's an underdog in this fight too, I believe.
Yeah, man, kid's a beast. And I met him like 6-7 years ago when I trained at Top Team. He came down, he trained with us for like a month or so. I don't remember exactly, but Mickey's a beast, man, and he's a really good person at that. He's a good friend, so I look for Mickey to go out there and get that finish, probably second round submission or something like that.
Super long for the division, like super long. His arms and legs, just got arms and legs for days, man. That's a good fight. That's an underrated fight on the card. It really is.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, cool. Like I said, we threw out some socials. We threw out some fan questions. They come in and close. I got 4 good ones for you. Ready? One fan wanted to know, who was your favorite fighter growing up?
Chris Leben and Forrest Griffin.
All right, can't go wrong with those two. What's your liquor? Oh,
I just think Chris Leben, I always loved his red hair, and he just was crazy. He would come forward I was like 6th, 7th grade watching him. That's when I found it. But yeah.
And especially like, same kind of time. I always remember watching him a lot younger too. Like, we didn't know technique and some of that stuff. It was just fun to watch Chris Leben fight. It's like, that man is just fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Great shit. Question, they said, what's your liquor drink of choice?
If I'm going to drink, which is very seldom, probably like, I don't know. I don't really drink. It's like, I mean, I'm like 0 to 100, like tequila or whiskey, something hard. Something hard. Yeah.
What's your music vibe right now?
Music vibe right now has been this rapper called NF.
NF?
Yeah, he's like a Christian rapper, but like he's not, like, he don't cuss. I don't know. He's just good energy, really good vibe. Yeah. I've been feeling his energy a lot.
Dude, throw me that link. I'll give it a listen for sure. And then last question, and probably the question you're probably done being asked: when will be your UFC debut?
I mean, if I get a dominant finish in this next one, go 7-0, all finishes.
Yeah.
Could be after that, but
you're on the short list, man.
I'm right there. It'll be this year. I truly believe it'll probably be this year. And if it isn't, God willing, whenever it is, he's got his plan for me, and I'm just going to stick to the course, be patient, be humble. Of course, I'm saying this inside. I'm like, I want to sign. I want to get going. I want to get my career going. I'm 27, going to be 28 on Easter. Yeah. I want to, start living a grown-up life, not living to get by just so I can train. So, a lot of that stuff plays in, but if I can silence that and stay patient and stay the course, I think it'll all work out the way it's supposed to be.
There's like 1% of you, it's like, man, if Aljamain Sterling pulls his groin, this week, and they need a 135er, you know what I mean?
Could you imagine?
You remember who did it against DC? It
was Pat Cummins.
Pat Cummins, yeah, he was at Starbucks on a Thursday. He literally worked at Starbucks Thursday, Friday, weighed in and fight DC on a Saturday.
Was that for the world title?
No, it was the he kind of was the number 1 contendership, because DC, I think it was, I don't even remember who he was supposed to fight. It was a really good fight. It was a co-main on a UFC. But yeah, crazy. Hey, shit happened. You know what I mean? But like that's at Starbucks, you're a high level MMA. You've been on the Ultimate Fighter, 6-0. Like that's not that far fetched. Like that shit happens,
Yeah, 100%.
But, I give you the floor. Shout out whoever you want. I saw you on your socials yesterday. You had the trucker hat on. You had that new gear on. So shout that out, whatever you want, and then we'll
first off, shout out to God for the opportunity to live my dream, and creating this for me. And but big shout out to my family supporting me, my friends, all the fans out there that get behind me when I fight, and of course my team, Sanford MMA, for always being there and pushing me. And I got to give a huge shout out to IHP and Boca Raton. Rio and JC Santana have put so much time and energy behind me and my strength conditioning, and it's going like this. It puts my confidence through the roof, knowing that I put in so much work with them, and they believe in me and I believe in them, and we've had such a great bond the past couple of fight camps, and I'm just really appreciative for IHP. So big shout out to Rio and JC. I appreciate you guys very much. All my sponsors, Subaki Time, Takedown made that fire fight kit for me. Shout out to Takedown. This is actually their stuff. Steel Meals in Delray Beach helped me out my whole camp with my diet, my food. Huge shout out to my man Doug. He does all my nutrition for me. The guy is there at any time I need him, any questions I have. He's the absolute best. and I don't know if I can make my weight without Doug. And I just want to thank Doug greatly. I really appreciate him and all my other sponsors that joined for this fight. I appreciate you guys very much. And follow me on Instagram, Scrappy135 MMA.
That girl right there, Scrappy 135 MMA. My man, we've been doing this, like I said, for a minute. Get that win, stay healthy, stay clean, and then we'll see you soon, man. We'll talk real soon. All right, brother?
Let's do it. Let's talk after this win. I appreciate you, Dave.